Now that our site is displaying the Google Map properly, we can have a look at another API and start adding GitHub functionality. So what do we want to achieve first of all? Well, as you can see here, we have our GitHub page. We have a form that has a default value, and we can edit this field. If I type in my GitHub user ID, for example, then it will list all of my repositories, like so. I can also click on any of these to bring me to that repository on GitHub. Also, every time we change something, it queries GitHub to get the user that's associated with the value in our field. So let's see how to add this. First, as we said, we have our github.html file. And inside the main section of that page, I've created a div with the class of center form. Now I'm going to add an input element, which is going to be type equals text, so it will be a text box. And I'm going to give it the ID of gh-username. We're also going to give it a default value, so value equals octocat. And then I'm going to set the onInput event, and that's going to call a function called fetch GitHub information. And that's a function that we're going to write for ourselves in coming videos. Okay. Now that's done, I'm going to create two empty divs. The first one is going to have an ID of gh-user-data. And then the next one is going to be an empty div with the ID of gh-repo-data. So what we've got so far is just a text field with an ID of gh-username and a value of octocat, which is GitHub's mascot. It's their own public-facing user on GitHub. And then we have this onInput event, which will fetch the GitHub information. So this event will be fired every single time a user enters something into the text box. Then we've created a div with the ID of gh-user-data to present the user information, and then a repo data div, which is going to present the repository information. So now we need to start loading some scripts. I'm just going to scroll back up to the head here and add in a couple of blank lines. The first thing you'll see here is that I have my jQuery script. If you don't have this in your page already, then go ahead and put it in there now. And just below that, I'm going to create another script element, and this is going to reference assets/js/GitHub -information.js. And this is going to be the JavaScript file that we're going to create and add to in the coming videos. So as we said, if you don't have jQuery in your page already, you're going to need it. So you can take this URL and put it into your own project. I'll now create my github-information.js file. We're not going to add anything to that just yet. But what I can do now is to run my application and then preview my github.html page in the browser. And there we go. At the moment you can see we have this field. It has the default value of octocat. So in our coming videos, we're going to write some JavaScript code that will retrieve user information from GitHub and display it like we showed in our example at the beginning.